Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy, and this is mixed worm bin number 2. Today is the 6th of January, late at night, 2025. And this is day 15 of the Time for Pie series. The last time we checked in on this bin was the 2nd of, which would have been day 11, the 2nd of January 2025. So that was 4 days ago. Bin 2, if you've forgotten or don't know, is a bin that I've wanted to harvest the castings from since October. But they were too wet. I wound up pushing, I harvested some on an as-needed basis, and I wound up pushing this stuff, a lot of this stuff, over to this half, and then adding new material over here. And I'm still dealing with this stuff being too wet. What I'm deciding in this moment is that next time I'm going to have a bucket, and we are going to take half of these castings out, because the stuff on top is still wet, but it's not what the stuff on the bottom is. The stuff on the bottom, I mean, it's improved, but it's still too wet. And it doesn't help that I've still been giving them big feedings in the other area. I mean, I don't regret it because we've had some awesome check-ins. But, so, next time I'm going to have a bucket. And we're going to take half these castings out and let the other ones, like you saw, that the stuff on top. And I do fluff this side every time I've come in here for the Time for Pie series. So the stuff on top is much better than the stuff farther down below. But we will harvest half of it, and then we'll let the other half, give it at least a week, maybe 2, and then we'll harvest that and put new material in here, because I'm sick of the old stuff. Okay, let's move over to the active zone. So this is where we fed on the 7th of December, and we have been checking in on the old feedings. It is warmer down there. This bin is also a very large population and makes easy work of feedings. I'm actually surprised that we don't see many worms in this old feeding zone, but that tells me as well just how much they've moved on to the newest feeding zone and that they're bored with this one. Well, the farther down we get, the more worms we find. And this, I'm happy with the moisture content of this material. It is, in terms of like harvesting castings, it's too wet. And it's funny because this stuff doesn't look like I didn't put a whole lot of new stuff over here. So it's going to be an interesting harvest of that other side, how it's going to go down. Okay, now let's move to the actual Time for Pie feeding zone. All right, worms are all in the paper. No surprise there. This is just a whole sheet of paper. Oh, that was something else that I should have done, is just, I need to take a piece of cardboard and just put it in between there. Maybe that'll help as well. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Awesome. Let's, oh my God. This is probably the best worm ball I've ever had. I mean, it's, they're sort of like all separated now, but no. Okay, hold on. Don't worry. I know my hand's in the way. I know. Okay, we're gonna, because we pulled, oh gosh, I ruined it. Shucks, not really, but almost. Sweet Jesus. And that's not even everybody, but that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So cool. Okay, now this looks like the pie. Oh, there's even more worms under there. This pie is a little bit more degraded than bin 1, but the worms are definitely active around it. And underneath, oh, we still got a whole pepper down there. Well, maybe not a whole pepper. This looks like a miniature deflated beach ball. Oh man, dude, guys, those worms are still up here. Yes. So we brought up all those worms, and then we stumbled upon all these worms. That is fantastic. Us scientists are really a-holes, you know, since we're all adults here. Because I'm like, oh my God, guys, isn't this amazing? This is just, wow, holy cow. And the worms are like, you beep, turn off the light, turn off the light. I'm like, yes, but then we can't see you. That's a persimmon. It's even warmer down here. So these guys got several whole rotting bell peppers. And we continue to just uncover massive amounts of worms. Peppers, there's pita down there. So I have thoroughly disturbed this bin. It was well worth it. But now I would like to, I feel we've done our scientific duty and neglected them far enough. There's our pie. And our worms, who are desperately trying to get away. thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you more than you guys appreciate me. But I do appreciate you. What? I guess we'll put that paper down there. All right. This has been another extremely satisfying check-in. I'm not going to remove this cardboard, although under normal circumstances I would because of the mites. They're almost pretty, like little tiny jewels. But you see there are young worms, baby worms. That's not a baby worm, but it's got a baby worm next to it. That's a baby worm. Those two are baby worms. And cardboard substance. All right. Whew. You know that was fun. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So excellent. I almost forgot what I was thinking. So many worms, they're just covering my hands. So in the other bin, in bin 1, I was talking about what are my next plans. And what's interesting about this bin being so... I had an itty-bitty baby worm on my glove. It doesn't matter. I'm going to the next bin. But I do need to be in the habit because I don't want to put other worms in the blue bin, which is funny, right? Because a lot of people get frustrated because they really, and you know, I'm not judging them for it, but they want only red worms because there are a lot of people who have problems with the blue worms. I never have. I don't cover my bins with a lid. In fact, when I first started worm farming, I did cover my bins with lids, and every time I opened it, you could see that there was condensation and the worms were crawling all over. And of course, in part, it's, you know, the lid allowed for the condensation to build. But people still have had issues with the blue worms taking off on these mass migrations. I've not had that trouble, thankfully. I'm sure they've moved around because this bin used to be European night crawlers, but it's right next door to a mixed worm bin, and I don't really care. But anyways, it's funny because I have a blue worm bin, and I'm like, I'd like to make sure that I keep other types of worms out of there. Okay, so next time we're going to have a bucket, and we're going to take half of those castings out. The week after that, we're going to take the rest of those castings out, and I'll make a point to fluff them. I'll try to make a point to remember to fluff them every so often to help them dry out in the bucket. And if worms hatch out of cocoons while they're in there, then I'll take them out. This stuff over here, though, this is actually my most shallow bin. You know, the bin number 1 is like up to here. So this bin, we have a lot to work with. All the more reason why I want to get those out so I can get new material in here. This population is the bomb. And yeah, so they still have a good amount of food, but given their numbers, they're going to be fed in a week. I'm not going to feed them today because I do need this stuff to dry out, and there's still a decent amount of food over there. But in other circumstances, I would feed them today, which is funny because that's exactly what I said about bin number 1. And it's not in the same exact position as this one. Huh. Okay. Let me know what you think. I'm definitely going to make some shorts out of that sweet action. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel. Yay. Okay. I'm really excited. Thanks so much for your time and your interest. Be safe. Be well. Bye for now.